Today we're going to make 4th of July candy coated corn. Hi, I'm Blue M&Ms. I'm the founder of the food blog Premeditated Leftovers and the author of the cookbook Prep Ahead Meals from Scratch. And even though I usually make my desserts from scratch, today I'm going to show you how to make this really easy, no bake, no cooking, candy coated corn. We're going to start with about 8 to 10 cups of popcorn. Now this only has oil and salt on it, and I do like to do the salt on it because it gets that sweet and salty. Very good. If you do not have a popcorn popper, you can cheat and use Orville Redenbacher's Naturals and just do the Simply Salted. Simply Salted just has oil and salt, and it will give you the flavor effect that we're going for. So what we're going to do is we're going to spread it on our cookie sheet. And we're going to try to spread it out as evenly as we possibly can. And if there's any kernels, you're going to want to pull out the kernels, because especially with candy coated corn, you don't want somebody to mistake a kernel for candy and chomp down on it. It's not good for the teeth. Okay, then what we do after this is we're going to add candy melts, melted candy. All right, so I'm back with my candy melts. I have melted red, white, and blue candy melts. You can get Wilton candy melts. There are other brands that have them. And then what you're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and drizzle this melted candy over the popcorn. I'm going to do one color at a time, and we don't have to be super precise. Then I have some white. I'm going to go ahead and put some white on there. And then we're going to do our blue and put that over our popcorn. When you melt these, you can melt them in the microwave. Since I was doing some other things, I already had some melted from making some 4th of July Rolo pretzel turtles. So what I did is I saved this, and I just put it in a heated pot of water, just set them down like with a double boiler, only I used these instead, just to keep it melted while I was setting this one up to work. Now what I'm going to do is, while the melted chocolate has not solidified, I'm going to go ahead and add red and blue M&Ms. And just top those in there. Okay, so I added about 1/3 of a cup of red and blue M&Ms. Now I'm going to let this solidify, and then I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to add some more melted chocolate. All right, so we've let this harden, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start flipping it over. When you flip it over, you're going to notice that the other side is mostly white. Here's a piece right here that fell off. See how it's mostly white? So what I'm going to do is I am going to start flipping that over a little bit, and then I'm just going to add a little bit more to the back. I don't need a lot. It's already got a nice, really good sweet and salty flavor, but I just want to add a little bit more because that way it's going to look prettier on my snack table for 4th of July, if it's all nice and patriotic and red, white, and blue. Okay, I'm going to start. I have a little bit of white here. So if you notice that one of your colors is getting too thick, just add a little bit, like half a teaspoon of vegetable shortening, and stir it in. Maybe add a little bit of heat. It'll thin it right out. Okay, we're going to add some blue. And we have red, white, and blue. If you want to, you can find a couple places where you have some thick glops and add a couple more M&Ms. What this is going to taste like is kettle corn, because we use that salty popcorn, and then we add the sweet candy, and it gives you a real kettle corn flavor, but it looks super patriotic. So now we need to let this harden. You can do it in the freezer quickly in less than 5 minutes, or you can just let it sit on your countertop for 15 to 20 minutes and it'll solidify. And once it's solidified, then it's ready to go in a bowl and be ready to serve for your party. You can make this a day or two in advance if you want to, but if you do, make sure you store it in a sealed container on your countertop. You don't want to put this in the refrigerator or freezer overnight or your popcorn's going to get soggy. All right, that solidified very quickly in the freezer. Took about 3 minutes. I'm just going to add it to this blue bowl and it is ready for a party. And I don't try to break it up too much. That way when people reach in to get a piece, they're going to get a nice chunk to go with it. You can do this for any party. Just change the colors of your candy coating, change the colors of your M&Ms. Let's go ahead and put those in there. Okay, before I serve this, what I do is I mostly fill the bowl and then I just try to put some nice pretty coated pieces on top to make sure that the holiday colors shine through for our party. Okay, so here we are with our bowl of 4th of July candy coated popcorn. You're gonna love the flavor, the mix of the sweet and salty on this recipe. If you enjoyed this recipe, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and go ahead and click that bell, and that way you'll be notified the next time I make a recipe.